Welcome to this look at a ton of new mods on Farming Simulator 22 with me, Mr. Sealy P. Welcome to Big Mod Monday. We have got an absolute ton of updates, so many updates. Most of them, all bar two, are all from Giants. They should be coming up on the screen now while I'm talking. I'm not going to read through all of them. They're all little tweaks and things here and there, but it looks like they've updated pretty much all of their mods. Tomorrow, the Antonio Carrero pack is due out. So, of all of those, right at the very end, Chainsaw Valley by FSG-Modding and FSG Devar. The map has had an update. Have a check through the changelog. It does say a new save game is needed. And the Land Bakery by... Who's the Land Bakery? By LSMT Modding Team Stefan has had an update as well. So yeah, absolutely loads. Now, apologies if I miss anything. I'm flustered to say the least. We have got so much to get through. Straight away in front of me, then we have got the Garden Lounge. This is by Bardecau, I think is how you say it. It is 2.6 megabytes download. It's 13 slots on console. You can have this decorative or as a sleep trigger. This one, actually, what I'm going to do is let's put those on. As a sleep trigger, we can come up to it and we can, like all the other sleep triggers work, go through the night. You'll find this under build mode, under farmhouses, and the sleep trigger's there for 500. If you want just a decorative version, I think it's under others. Yep, right at the end, it's 450. If you want just the decorative version that doesn't have a sleep trigger, that's 13 slots as well. So 500 or 450, sleep trigger or not. That is the Garden Lounge by Bardecau. Moving on to the next one, we have got this. This is the large hall, although it says big garage in the mod hub. Out of the mod hub it says large hall, but anyway. This is large hall with heavy duty racks. This is by Razak. 5.29 megabytes download, 10 slots on console. It's a gargantuan building, but as it says, it does have large racks. Heavy duty racks inside for anything you want to put on racks, whether it's equipment, whether it's pallets, whether whatever it might be. Even if you want to stack your bales up, if you want to do that. Turn on shed lights. It is cavernous. I mean, yes, the racks are, I say, in the way, kind of, I suppose, but there's plenty of access in and out. So if you just want to use it for storing vehicles as well, it's not like it's short of space. And entry in and out either end, either side, there's plenty of room for getting in and out of this one, actually. Nicely made, nicely designed. New look building. I did wonder if there was a switch somewhere where you could remove the racking, but I think that's the whole point of it, is having the heavy-duty racking inside here. So a big old building. You'll find this one under sheds. Sorry, build mode and sheds. Right on the very end there. It's 325 grand, so it's not cheap. A slot count on that was 10. Will come down to 1 for any subsequent one you may choose. So, large hall or big garage, depending on where you read it from. Next up, we've got this, the 24x36 American Garage. This is by OKUSEDMODS. 2.15 megabytes download, 12 slots on console. This is really nice as well. There's some cracking mods today. Loving the textures, the brickwork and stuff down below, weather vane on the roof and that kind of thing. It's really nicely detailed. But what is cool as well, the sound effects and everything. Let's just open this. I love the fact it's almost like you've used a remote, and that when the thing lights up, look, above, so you've got lights on when you open and close the door. It doesn't work on the back one, but the two front doors, and then goes off once it's done its job. There is a light switch though. Where was the light? Over here. Light on, so we can have lights on anyway. Like I said, there is a rear door as well. If we do... That's cool, isn't it? Nice detail. Little wood burning stove in the corner, so if you're doing a bit of work in here in the inclement weather, you can stay nice and warm. Pretty cool. Also under build mode, you probably just saw it, under sheds, right next to the one we were looking at, 25 grand. Slot count on that 12 comes down to 1 for any subsequent one if you want to put more than one. But yeah, really nice looking mod, that by OKUSEDMODS. Next we've got, now it's not this, but it goes with this, it's the Milk Extension. The Milk Extension is by Jelonek. It is 1.15 megabytes download and 2 slots on console. So on the cow barns that have got your milk point, which is there, basically it's an extension for this. I think it's 50, I want to say 55,000 litres. Am I right in that, or did I imagine that? Yeah, capacity 55,000 litres. If we go into our build mode and we go to, it was silo extensions, yep. So on the end there at the bottom, Labele, 46,500. Slot count is 2. I haven't placed one yet, and it's 55,000 litres. But it does say in the instructions you need to turn off your, the collision. I think I've got it turned off already, actually. So if I go to place it, oh no. So toggle free mode, it needs to be off. If I toggle free mode off, you can put it right up next to the building. So it will work with the capacity of the tank that's already there. If I place it, it should work. Well, that's interesting, because on the one, when it shows you on the picture, it shows it. Does it show with the fence still going through it? Well, maybe it does. But you can do a little bit of, a little bit of jiggery-pokery, so to speak. But yeah, so you place it right up close to it, and then that will increase your capacity for your cows, for your milk storage. So for your cows. The cows don't care how much milk you're storing, but it will increase your capacity by 55,000 litres. So you find it under silo extensions. The milk extension by Jelonek. Next we have got these. This is the Pioneer Seeds mod. This is by Z84. Now, a lot of people have been saying for a while they want to have seeds that are specific to the seeds they're doing. Not just a generic, here's your seed, and then you can pick what you do it for. Now, this is for look only, but if you want to add getting a bit more immersive into what you're doing, these come in bags. These are just representative of the mod. They come in bags at 25 litres or on pallets of 1,050 litres. So if you wanted to simulate the fact you're going to go and do wheat or you're going to do canola, now they don't have all of them yet, but we have got seed corn, canola seed, wheat seed, soybean and sunflower seed. So you could go and get a specific seed for a specific thing. It's great. Once you've put these into your seeders, you can still scroll through and pick what seed type you want to plant. So you can still do anything. If I put wheat seed into my seeder, once it's in my seeder, I can still switch it over to barley or canola or any of the others. Like I say, it's just kind of for the look of it. Anyway, 2.54 megabytes download. 1 slot each for the bags, 3 slots for the pallets. Once you've used them, obviously those slots return because they no longer, you're not using them anymore. If we go into our big bags and pallets, our objects, and we go along to our pallets, you shall see, there we go. So seed 1,050 litres for 950. Well, they're all seeds, so they're all going to be the same price. What am I talking about? But anyway, so yeah, we've got a pallet or we've got bags of each one, whether it be canola, wheat, we've got seed corn, soybean and sunflower. Yeah, there's no barley or oats or any of the other ones yet, but maybe that'll be something that will get extended over time. But yeah, like I say, I just think it's kind of something a bit different, and it might be something you really kind of say you're into, but you might be very happy about that. So next we have got, let's start with this. This is the Fliegl Bale Transportcross by Rick Black Labele TWD-Modding. It's 0.77, is that, or is that 2.2 on my handwriting? 0.77 megabytes download, 1 slot on console. You'll find it, where was it? I think it was in the Bale loaders. I mean, it's a Bale fork. 3-point link, Bale spike. You can raise it, lower it, tilt it forward and backward. I'll show you in just a second. This, I told you I was going to forget something. My notes are insane today. There we go. It's Bale fork 200. Slot count's 1 anyway, so it stays at 1. There are no options. You get it just like that. It's a fork for prodding your bales, so to speak. Let's hop in and I'll show you. So we can raise and lower. We can do it automatically, L1 and circle, raise and lower, and then we can tilt. You can put it front and rear. It's a bale spike. That's what it's for. There you go. That's by Rick Black Labele TWD-Modding. Swinging round, we've got this on the back. This is the leveler. This is by OKUSEDMODS. It's 2.04 megabytes download, 1 slot on console, and it has a capacity of 1,500 litres. Why will the leveler have a capacity, you may ask? Well, you can use it for moving snow, you can use it for levelling, that kind of thing. But it can also be used for cleaning feed areas and that kind of thing. Now, we don't clean feed areas anymore, but you can clean things up because it's got a capacity. We can, but the same with this. Switch to the back. There we go. We can raise and lower the leveler automatically, and then what we can do is under L1, R1, and left stick side to side, you can rotate it. So if you are pushing stuff out of the way, if you're leveling or doing whatever, you can move it out the way if you want to. So you've got a bit of rotation or movement on there as well. The Leveler by OKUSEDMODDing. Next we have got, I'm going to try and get this right, Schuitemaker. So sorry if you're Dutch. Schuitemaker Siwa 180. This is not a loading forage wagon. This is just a regular trailer. I say regular. It's a trailer. This is 5.2 megabytes download, 6 slots on console. It's by MefiuFs and Proxim. I think it was Proxim. It's a nice looking trailer. Not a bad price either, if I recall, from when I put them all out. Like I say, when I get to a point where I've lost count of how many mods today. My mind blanks on the notes I took, so I think it was. So, you'll find it under trailers. There it is, the Schuitemaker. It's 40 grand. Yeah, so it's not a bad price for the capacity. 35,000 litre capacity on it for 40 grand. Can't odds that. We've got the option of Trelleborg, Michelin, Vredestein, BKT, and back again. I don't think we have any options within those. BKTs we do, standard and standard 2. The others are all as they come. Rim colour, orange, grey, or silver. And a number plate option as well. And it's a trailer. It does what a trailer should do. Let me just double check something, so I'm going to make sure. I didn't know if the front flap there moved, but I don't think we have the option for that. Unload here, unload animation, nice and smooth. It's a push trailer, not a tip trailer. It's nice to have a bank of those that you can rely on. Like I've said before, when you've got places you need to unload where you haven't got room to tip, having push trailers works really well. I like those. So yeah, the Schuitemaker Siwa 180. Next, I'm jumping around a little bit from how they are in the mod hub. We've got the Maitre pack. Maitre? Sorry, it's French, isn't it? Maitre? I think it's the Maitre pack by Nico Pix and Nico Do 55. There may be a problem with this pack. We shall see. It is 45.1 megabytes download the pack. There are technically 7 trailers in this pack. We have got the Atlas. We have the Atlas 18. We've got the Dump. We've got the Volcane 200. There's 2 of those, a single axle and a double. That's the only difference. The capacities and everything is the same. There are some different tyre choices between the single and the double axle, but everything else is the same on the Volcanes. And then we've got the PMF trailers. We've got 2 PMFs and we've got 1 PMR. So PMF 160 SP. There's a 9 metre and a 10 metre. Then the PMR 200, which is a 12 metre. We'll get onto those in just a moment. So, slot counts on these. The Atlas 18 is 8 slots. The Dump trailer is 6 slots. The Volcane Mux Spreaders were 7 slots. And then the Bale trailers were 3 slots for the 9 and the 10, and 4 slots for the 12. It's not going to make a lot of sense at the moment, but anyway. Really nicely detailed, nice set of mods. You will find the first ones under trailers. So the Maitre Atlas 18, 30,300. Slot count will come down from 8 to 1. Capacity, we've got standard. We've got grain bodywork, so we've got 24,200, 29,200, or we can go to silage bodywork at 39,000 litres. I did check that. That's the one I've got. At 39,000 litres, it still takes everything. Although it does say silage bodywork, it will still take all crop types. We've got wheel brand, Michelin, Trelleborg, Nokian, BKT, Vredestein, and back to Michelin. Now, with a lot of these today, I'm not going to go through the tyre options because we've got some more tractors. There's a whole load of stuff with tyres, and I know people get a bit fed up with me just reading out tyre options. So I won't go through all of them, but those are the ones in there. And there are mixes between standards, standard 2s, standard 3s. A couple of them we've got standards and wides and that kind of thing, but there are a few different tyre options. If you're interested in the trailer, I would go and have a look. There are quite a few to choose from. Then we've got options, standard, design, or platform. If you want the platform on the front, I like the look of it, but you don't have to if you don't want it. The main colour on all of these today, we've got the option of the yellow or the red or the yellow. And that's all the trailers have that option. So that's the Atlas 18. Then we've got the dump is 43.5. Now, the dump trailer, weirdly, much smaller capacity is more expensive. Go figure. Don't know why. So the dump 18 ton, 10,800 litres, or the dump 21 ton, 12,800. So yeah, less capacity, more expensive. Again, tyre choices. We've got Michelin, we've got Trelleborg, Nokian, BKT, Vredestein, back to Michelin. Wheel setup, you have standard. I'm not going to go to all those yet. Main colour, red or yellow, and then license plate option as well. So that's for the two loading ones. If we go down to our Mux Spreaders, which is here, like I say, I'm not. This was one of the ones as well. I'm not going to go through all of the tyre options. There are different tyre options on each one, but anyway, and the prices are different because you've got an extra axle. But as far as capacities goes and spread widths, they're exactly the same. You can have a 19,000 or a 21,000 litre capacity, 12 metre spread width on both. It's just the difference in axles. So if we look at the first one. Configuration standard 19,000. You can have wooden sides or metal sides. Takes up to 21,000 litres. Then we've got Trelleborg, Michelin, Maitre, BKT, Continental, Vredestein, back again. And if you look at, just as an example, the Trelleborgs, we've got TM 700s, 702, 2000, 2002, 3000, and 3002. If we look at the next ones, you'll see there are slightly different tyre treads. Again, it's one of those things I would think. I always find tyre tread is a personal choice. It's like a lot of things. There'll be a certain one you'll like the look of, or it'll be there is a manufacturer you particularly like. You may always go for the same manufacturer. I'm a bit kind of vain with that. I kind of often skip through, find one I think that looks really nice, often more than the actual company itself. I know it's terrible. Same thing, we've got the choice of red or yellow and a license plate. If we come out and we go to the double axle, same options and everything else. Standard wood bodywork or metal. And then if we go to Trelleborgs on this, we've got twin radials, T404s, T421s. So the options on the Trelleborgs on this one are different to the previous one. And it's the same with all the tyre options on this, but we have got Trelleborg, Nokian, BKT, Michelin, back again with a few different options. Red or yellow again on this. And then finally, this is where we have a bit of an issue. We come to Bale loaders. So the three that we've got are these here. Like I said, we've got the PMF160 SP 9 meter, the PMF160 SP 10 meter, and then the PMR6R 200. Now these will take square or round bales, but different amounts depending on the length. I'll read them out, but just so you're aware. If you go for the 9 meter, it will do 28 square bales or 35 round. If you go for the 10 meter, it will do 32 square and 40 round. If you go for the 12 meter, it will do 40 square and 45 round. Now, this is where we have a problem, because in the Mod Hub it says these are auto load trailers, and that's why it tells you the capacities of how many bales these will hold. But the options are the same on all three. Doesn't matter which one we go for. I'll go for the 200. Just it's different to the one I've got out there. So we've got tyre choice options of Trelleborg, BKT, Michelin, Vredestein, Continental, and back again. Then you've got folding mechanism, standard, round bales ladders 2, square bales ladders 2, back to standard, main colour and license plate. There's nothing there that says about auto load at all. There's no auto load on or off option there. unless folding mechanism standard is the auto load, I'm going to lease one of those just in case, because when I show you the trailer, there's no auto load function on it at all. So there was no option to pick an auto load function, and there's definitely not one on it. So yeah, I'm a bit puzzled by that. Anyway, that's all of them. Unload function. Nice, neat and tidy. I'm still a bit baffled by the price difference, actually. I would have thought it would have been the other way around. I don't know whether it's just us or dump trailers, skip trailers more sought after, trendier. I don't know. Why is it more expensive? Again, nice animation. Does exactly what it should do. They look great. Nice set of trailers. The Mux Spreader. I've got time to whiz down to the field. I don't know. I've got so much to do. We'll get there. We'll get there. So, we'll open it up. Too many mods, not enough hours, and turn it on. It's not showing it spreading on there. There we go. That's better. Nice animations on those, even with all the steam coming off the back of it. I like it. I mean, dust, steam. I mean, it looks like steam. It's manure, isn't it? It's supposed to be. So what we'll do is just trek. Let's just trek this trailer, and I'll show you what I mean about the options. Nothing coming. You watch now. There'll be an auto load option, and then we'll whiz over and check the other one. It might be the auto load is on standard. I'm not sure. So we'll hook up. Top left, L1, R1, L1, R1. Under R1, right stick side to side does that. So you can fold. So if you've got one or two, round or square, you can fold them. And then we've got the strap options on or off, but nothing for auto load. I'm just always over, and let's just check the other one. Yeah, exactly the same one here. Nothing to show. There's no options there for auto loading. And I'll be honest, I did get bales out. It's not even like if you drive past they will automatically load on, because you also need options to unload them, and there's nothing coming up at all. So I don't know whether that's going to need an update to add the auto load function in. Anyway, so yeah, that's the Maitre pack. For the most part, really nice. I mean, it's not a major issue, I suppose. You can just use it as a regular bale trailer if you want to. But that's the Maitre pack by Nico Pix and Nico Do 55. Moving on from there, we have got Steyr Terrus CVT by Austria Modding, 14.47 megabytes and 10 slots on console. It's a nice looking tractor. Again, when I go to do this one and the next one, I'm not going to go through all the tyre options. I don't want to bore everyone, but because there's a lot to get through. But there aren't a huge amount of other options on both of these. We'll get into that one in a minute. There are no... Hang on. That one, there is a door and window that opens. Ignore me. There's no doors or windows that open on this. But it's a nice looking vehicle. It always baffles me. When I do my mod reviews on this map, the lighting's so different to when I do it on No Man's Land. Yeah, I seem to struggle a lot more on Elm Creek when I do my mod reviews. Anyway, you'll find this under medium tractors on the end. The Terrus CVT, 240 grand for the base model. 288, 313 horsepower is the highest this will go up. Slot count will come down from 10 to 1. We've got the option of Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitres, BKT, Radestein, Nokian, back to Trelleborg. And like I say, there's a range, including narrows. Not all of the tyre options have narrows. I'm trying to think of one that didn't. Continental just has wheel weights and standard. Was it BKT? Wide weights, rear twin. No, that had narrows. There's another one that didn't. Yeah, Radestein didn't have narrows. So yeah, again, selection of tyre choices, engine size, horsepower, 288 or 313 horsepower are the two options, and that's all the options available on that particular model. I went for I think I went for Radestein's and not Radestein's, something on narrows. Horn, beacons, lights. It does sound very nice indeed. Interior, nice and tidy. Mirrors, thankfully, since the last update, are all working perfectly. L1, R1, L1 and R1. So like I say, no doors or window options on this one. There you go. Steyr Terrus CVT by Austria Modding. Next, we've got this. Now again, this might be the newer versions. I'm not sure, but I don't know if there's a horsepower option missing on this potentially. This is the new Holland T series by blauea, and it could be me, not the. I'm not saying there is, but this is 10.15 megabytes download, 19 slots on console. Very nice looking T7. As you can see, there's a blue power option on the paint scheme if you want to go down that route. The highest engine size this goes up to is the T7 270. I thought they did a T7 315, but maybe I'm misremembering, or maybe the new range they don't have them. I don't know, but I do like the look of the T7s. They are very nice tractors. So you need medium tractors for this one as well. It's a little bit cheaper, 167 grand for the base model than the Steyr we just looked at. But like I say, it doesn't go up as high on the horsepower, but there's a lower end on this one on the horsepowers. So, configuration. We can have standard, blue power, Fiat Agri, or back to standard. That's quite cool. We've got the option of Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitres, BKT, Vredestein, Nokians, and back again. Again with the tyre options. Not all of them. We have got some, some narrow options, but again, not all of them. It's like it on with most tractors now, as we get them come through. Particular brands don't always do. You watch them; they're all B-now, aren't they? I know one of them's not. There we go. Mine just doesn't have a narrow option. Anyway, and then under Nokians we've got wide, or that tread pattern under wide and that one under communal. We've got option front weight or 3-point link. Front loader attacher, no. Quick, Harrow, or off again. Then engine size, we've got 195 horsepower, 215, 230, 245, 260, 270. And then the license plate option, if you should choose. Let's hop in, start it up. Horn, lights, beacons, all that good stuff. And then under L1, R1, left stick side to side, opens and closes the door with the interior light coming on. Nice little touch. And then right stick up and down does the rear window. Under L1 or R1 on their own, there are no other options, so it's just the left door or the rear window that can open and close. Interior, again, nice and tidy. Just do want to double check. No reason why it wouldn't. L1, R1, right, left stick side to side. Yes, the interior light comes on. It's a nice feature. I like it. So there we go. The New Holland's T7 series by blauea. We'll use this tractor now as we move on to some of the Giants mods that were released today, and then we're going to go back to some of the other mods because, like I say, there are a whole load down there on the field. So I'm going to spell it again. I don't want to get in trouble. You never know. I know people still that word. I know there's a lot of debate, but the KUHN, the speed rake. This is the SR. Well, it says SR314. That says SR300, but regardless. So this is 6.35 megabytes download, 5 slots on console, 8.5 meter windrower. It's by Giants. I don't know why I just turned the engine off. That was a bit silly. And on a few of these, well, there aren't actually many options available. Open it up. drop it down. It's not powered, it's just friction that makes it work, so when it drops down to the ground, the rakes will just move as you move, and there you go. It does the job it was intended to do. The SR314 from Giants. You'll find it under windrowers. 19 grand. Like I said, 8.5 metres. Slot count will come down from 5 to 1 for any subsequent one you buy. There are no options available. Get it like that. Next, also from Giants, we have got the Load King Distinction. Double hopper with cheese. You're welcome. 12.49 megabytes download, 7 slots. The only trouble with the distinctions I've found in the past is they only take like auger wagon crops. They'll do crop types, they'll do seed and fertilizer, they don't do everything, which I suppose is the only limitation. One thing I've noticed as well, purple cover. I'm trying to think if we've ever had that before. Have we encountered the purple cover before? I don't know if I'm just imagining it or not. You'll find it under trailers. There we go. We've got the Distinction Triple Hopper there. 51,800 litres is the capacity. That's the standard in-game one we've got now, the Triple Hopper. We have got the Distinction Super B there, 138,500, 75,600 litres. And then here, we've got the Distinction Double Hopper. Same capacity as the Triple Hopper, just with 2 hoppers instead of 3. But like I say, it will only do those crop types rather than a lot of the other trailers which will do everything. Those will do your main cereal crop types, corn and that kind of thing, and seed and fertilizer. Pretty much like an auger wagon. Options available, we can change the main colour. Black or white. Design colour. Like I say, on the cover, purple. Has purple been a colour we've had as an option before? I just picked it because I thought it looked cool. And then we've got rim colour. Silver, black, phantom black. So is that a matte? And then phantom white. And the license plate option 2. Let's hop in. Cover open. So as you can see, double hopper down bottom right. 25,900 litres of each. Unloads the same as previous ones have done. So we can have tip side front, tip side back. And it will unload. Just like that. Nice smooth animation. I like the sound of when the hatch opens underneath. Yeah, double hopper with cheese. Lovely. Moving on from there, let's get down onto the field, shall we? No, we shan't. We've come to a different field. So, this is what the Giants, another section Giants have released today, and it's the Bardecau DLC. When I was saying about the DLC, it's pretty much the Bardecau pack. This is the first one we're going to look at. And it's the Harrow, the XR770. Yeah, the XR770 Harrow, 17.45 megabytes download, 13 slots on console. 2 different widths on this. Now, this is down on FS22 as a weeder. So it's a pretty big weeder. I don't usually run weeds, but there was something I thought I would check, and I'm glad that I did. You will find it under weeding. So under weeders, on the end, 59,500 for the base model. Like I said, 2 different options available. We've got the XR770-70, which is 21.3 meters, and then we've got the XR770-90, which is 27.4 meters. Whichever one you'd rather have. Now, what it does do is if you've cut your grass, now obviously I cut this and then I skipped time a little bit, so it started to grow again. If you've cut your grass, and when you cut your grass in game, it takes it back and you get 1 fertilizing state. You can then come over with whatever fertilizing options you want to, rollers. There's all various different grassland and meadow equipment that will give you a fertilizing state. This weeder does that out to those capacities. Like I say, I don't normally do weeds, but I thought, you know what, give it a go. We can certainly have a look at it unfolding as well, which is pretty impressive. Now, it might be that FS22 is your first foray into the farming simulator world. It might be that on FS19 you never downloaded the Bardecau DLC. But It is massive. And for the price, it's free fertilising. Obviously, it's taking that grass back. I would do this normally straight after I've cut the grass. And I wouldn't be doing it until I picked all my grass up off the floor, because it's taken all that away. This was just a demonstration to show you that, look, it will give you a fertilising state. If we go to the map, and we go to, where are we? There we go. So you can see it's one fertilising state from where the grass was cut, and now we're going over it. It's giving us our second fertilising state. So technically a weeder, but it is working doing that. Brilliant. That'll come in very handy if you do a lot of grass work. So, there we go. That's the XR770 Harrow. Now we're going to go down to the field. Next up, we've got this. This is the Raba MKE300. I thought we'd already had one of these, or a couple of these. Anyway, it's by FS22, 5.15 megabytes download, 4 slots on console, 3 meters wide. This is a power Harrow, and it will give you a cultivated state. You can have it in a lighter rubber colour or the darker one. There is another option as well. I think, did I go for the older ones? Yeah, look. I don't know if you can see that. You can go for new stickers or old stickers, and the old ones look like they're kind of scratched and damaged. It's an interesting option. If we go to our power Harrows, there we go, the MK300, 15 grand, 3 meters wide. Slot count will come down from, where's it on my list? 4 down to 1. Options, stickers, new or old, so that's the new stickers, or old, they're just a bit scratched up. Tubular roller on the back, or packer roller, their main colour. We can have blue or dark blue. I went for the dark blue because it was, yeah, it just looked a little bit different. And should operate as a power Harrow does. You have to turn it on. And there we go. Shallow cultivation. Does the job very nicely. Lovely bit of kit. Right, drop that down. So that was the Rubber MK300 by FS22. Next we have got the Joskin Modulo 2. This is by STv-Modding, 9.82 megabytes download, 6 slots on console. This is a Slurry Spreader. It can spread in its own right, but it can also hook up to something else as well, because round at the back here, hang on, struggling there a little bit. We have got a splash plate on the back. We've also got a 3-point link. Often with these you find you get one or the other, or you can pick and choose the configurations. This does have both. This will spread out to 12 meters, or if you put an attachment on, whatever the attachment configuration says, but without an attachment it will do 12 meters. Slurry or digestate. A few options available on this one too. You'll find it on the Slurry Tanks. 65,385 for the base model. 15,800 litre tank. Like I said, 12 metre spread, it will run at 10 miles an hour. Options available. We can have Trelleborg, Michelin, BKT, Vredestein, Nokian, or back again. The Nokians only have a narrow option. I think all the others have a standard, like a standard 2 and a wide. Not all of them have a wide option. Again, I would have a look through and see, you know, if it's a mod you particularly like the look of and think, oh yeah, I want that, then you'll find a tyre choice that suits you and what you want to do. But there is a narrow option if you want it, which is nice. Main colour, we can have the galvanised. We can have that, which I think I went for, the more shiny version. The chassis framework will still say galvanised. Design colour, all the bits at the moment that are green, we can have black. Hoses, pipes, attachments. And then rim colour, we've got yellow, grey, silver, black, or special, more of a kind of chromed polished silver. Those are your options. We hop in. We can adjust the pipe at the front, so again for that kind of a more immersive feel, when you go to get your slurry or digestate, L1 and right stick up and down will do that motion. Right stick and right stick up and down, sorry, R1 and right stick up and down will do that. So you can kind of, you know, adjust it however you want, or you might not use it at all and just whenever you get to wherever you're going, you just fill up, you know. But it's there should you choose. If we turn it on, and spread, you'll see we're spreading out to our 12 metres without a tree in the way. And it does that no problem. We do have beacons. Oh, and the lights are pretty good on the back as well. Got the nice spread of lighting on the back of that. But if we hook up to something 3-point link related as part of the slurry stuff, whatever that tool or piece of equipment requires, it will do. So, yeah. Joskin Modulo 2. That's by STv-Modding. Sorry, I just keep looking down at my sheet. Right, next. This is the MA Ag, or MA Ag pack. This is by SMI Modding team. 20.37 megabytes download. We've got a disc Harrow section and we've got a subsoiler section. So it comes in two parts. This is the subsoiler section. That is the disc Harrow section. The disc Harrow section was here, directly behind it. When I'd pulled up and I disconnected, so I was ready to do, when I was setting up everything else, that has somehow gone from there to here. I don't know how. It's obviously gradually crept its way over, or it's... I certainly haven't touched it, I haven't hit it with anything or anything like that, but it's ended up all over here. It's very, very nicely detailed, with some nice options on it for bits that move and things like that. You can have a seed tank on there as well, which doesn't just do grass or oilseed radish, you can do wheat with this as well. So if you've got a front tank you're running too, you can potentially cultivate and seed as you go, or you can subsoil cultivate, and so if you need your ploughing state done as well, you can do it kind of all in one go. Either one can be operated independently, so you can do subsoiling and all of that, or just that on its own, again whichever way around you want. So if we go to disc arrows, on the end the MA Ag Vortex VTXI 50TRA, 64,690. It's 5 meters wide. Slot count on that is 18 for the disc arrow and 5 for the subsoiler. Options on it, we can have the Vortex seeding system on the top, 600 litre tank on that. Again, you could run that with the front tank if you want, or you can take that off and just have the cultivating side of things if you want. I went with that just to show it, so you can see it, but you don't have to. And a license plate option 2. And then if we come out of there and we go to our subsoilers, on the end the Cultilam 50, 16,890, also 5 meters. It needs to tie up with the other one. No options available, you just get the subsoiler. So what we'll do is hook that up, and like I say, if we drop that down, then we just go forward, we can just subsoil. You can use it as a subsoiler, it will bring stones up. If stones and things aren't your thing, you can turn stones off, turn field stones off, so if you're not really into having to collect stones, or you find them a nuisance when you're doing jobs like this, you don't have to. But if we swing around and hook it up as well. As far as options go, like I say, we can set this, bottom right says grass, we can go select grass, oilseed radish, canola or wheat. So like I say, you can use it as a mini seeder, I guess. L1 and right stick side to side, we can raise and lower, so we've got a bit of movement there for adjustment. And then under, it's on the same one, under L1 and right stick, up and down, we can adjust those roller bars, however you refer to them, on the front too, but that's something more when it's unfolded. So let's unfold that. Takes a bit of time. I'll go to that, unfold that as well. So I say, we have got a bit of adjustment on that, and then we've got our adjustment on that front section as well, which again it might not be something you're even bothered about doing, but it's there if you want to do it. So let's drop that down. Drop that down, and we need more horsepower than I've got on this tractor. But as you can see, The front section is doing the subsoiling, so you're getting your ploughing state, and the bit behind it is doing the cultivating bit, so you're getting a sort of a seed bed, so to speak, unless of course you are using the seeding option, but it is bringing some stones up as well. It does require a fair bit of horsepower to run this though. When you're running both together, what did it say? My controller is driving me insane. I've tried all different things to adjust it and it's still doing it. 280 to 320 horsepower depending on the soil. There you go. I'm on 270 horsepower on this tractor, aren't I? So I'm on the lower end limit of what it requires, as you can see with the wheel slip. I like it. I think it's cool. Like I say, just a bit weird with the creep though. The detail on it is amazing. Absolutely fantastic. So anyway, sorry, the Mar Ag pack by STv-Modding team. Next, I think we're back onto the stuff that Giants put out. I think. I really hope I can fit all this in. We've got the Salford plough. This was a standard in-game staple on FS19, if I recall correctly. Salford 8312, 8.06 megabytes download, 7 slots on console. You'll find it under ploughs, and it does just that. I'm pretty sure base game, if we go through, yeah, Salford 8312. I say base game, obviously it's not base game, it's in a mod now, but it would have been base game. So 6 meters is the largest before that, and now this is 6.2. No options available, it just comes as a plough, and we'll just crack on. So, drop it down. Actually, no, we won't. We'll unfold it first. Unfold the plough first. Drop it down. It was always a weird one, this one, the Salford. If you turn one way, it turns fine. If you turn the other way, it went a little bit weird. So if you turn this way, it articulates, it kind of folds in the middle a little bit. You see that? A bit of fold in the turn. If you turn the other way, you could get a fairly okay sweep, but it left a bit of a gap, as you can see. But obviously you wouldn't normally be turning on a field like that anyway. You can create fields, obviously most ploughs and stuff in game, even subsoilers as well. You can create your own fields. So if we allow create fields, then drop it down, we can extend fields, expand fields, or make our own entirely wherever we are. There we go. Very nice indeed. The Salford 8312, also by Giants, which brings us on to all the rest of the Bardecau gear that we've got today. And I apologise, I'm going to whiz through this. We're going to start with this. It does have a rear hitch on the back of this, so you can put things on it, cedars and things if you want to behind. This is the, where is it? The Bardecau SPS 36040. 20.77 megabytes download, 16 slots on console, 12.2 meter wide cultivator. The Bardecau stuff is just monstrous, and I love it. I used it a lot on Stone Valley on FS19, the Bardecau stuff, and it's great. Nice to see it coming over. And like I say, there's that thing, I know even I did it when I was doing mod reviews early on. The thing to remember is not all of it, but some of it was DLC stuff on FS19 that you had to pay for. So we realistically, yeah, we are getting free stuff. They are giving us free content. A lot of people would argue, yeah, but it's always been the case that stuff that was a DLC in the previous version, you get as base game stuff in the next one, then you move on to new DLC. I guess there's some argument towards that as well. Anyway, that being said, we go into cultivators and go to the very end. The SPS 36040, 152,500. Slot count will come down though from 16 to 1. There are no options. You get it just like that. 12.2 meters wide of heavy cultivating goodness. So, should I start this up? So unfold it. The unfold animations and sound effects are great. And off we go. It's not a shallow cultivator, so you will get stones. Not a bad size, requires a fair bit of horsepower. 385 horsepower required to pull that in the first place, but yeah. Nice. So that's the cultivator. Then we've got the first of the seeders, and the seeder we're going to start with is the smallest of the seeders that we get with these. This is the Bardecau FMS CD8728. It is 29.56 megabytes download, 20 slots on console. It's an 8 meter direct drill. If we hook up to it, So you don't need to have cultivated or ploughed or done anything. You can go straight after your previous harvest and you can just crack on. Again, the detailing on these are great. I said the same thing, I think, when this released as the DLC on FS19. It's a pity you can't move the boom arms on these. I don't think you can. You can for filling the seed and fertilizer on those, but these little boom arms don't actually move, and the purpose of those is as a little crane for lifting seed pallets and fertilizer things up to load into them. But yeah, really nicely detailed. Direct drill, as you can see, bottom right, 2,850 litres of fertilizer, 4,350 litres of seed. I've got it on wheat. For filling up, you open cover, we'll do the seed covers first, press it again, it will close those and open up the fertilizer cover. I had no problem filling these from a binding silo, but I suppose the only downside to this one is that it is fairly small. I think if it was like a 12 metre or something maybe, but I mean this is what they make. It's not, you know, that's just my kind of pie in the sky. Wouldn't it be great if? Runs at a fair old speed, does its job, looks nice while doing it. You'll find it under Cedars. There you go, 182,500. Like I say, it's not cheap, but it's a director as well, so you wouldn't need cultivating equipment as well as that. 240 horsepower required, 8 meters wide. Slot count will come down from 20 to 1. Options available on this: we've got Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitres, BKT, Vredestein, and back again. I don't think any of them actually have options within those. I think it's just those ones that are there already. Yeah. So yeah, that's the 8 meter. Let's turn that off, hold it up. Now we move on to the big boys. Or girls. Or however they're identifying today. We're going to start with the smaller. The smaller of these. Now these, weirdly, rather than downloading independently, well, not necessarily weirdly, these download almost as a pack of their own, really. So this one here is a set, if you want to call it that, but you can mix and match these. We've got the Bardecau 3326 Paralink hoe drill and 7950 air cart. The Cedar is, these are also direct drills. Cedar is 22 slots, the air cart is 11 slots. This is 23.2 meters wide. The seed cart does seed and fertilizer and holds an absolute ton of stuff. As you can see, it's just, these are gargantuan. The pipe does open out, so you can go to whatever fill point, seed point, fertilizer point, and you can tip into them with vehicles and containers and binding silos, wherever you want to do it from. They do look absolutely great. Additional saddle tank is already included with this one. And unlike a lot of ones where you have the seed tank and then the seeder behind, these have the seeder directly behind the tractor with the seed tank trailing, so the operator can keep an eye on the seeder and what it's doing rather than having the seed tank in the way. So that's right at the back, kind of out of the way, and this is for your big farm stuff. I mean, it's massive. Behind that, we'll have a look at both in the mod tub first, and we'll open them up and we'll get them both to run. Behind that is the 3420-100 Paralink hoe drill. This pack was, these two together is 65.71 megabytes. Those two together is 54.89. That comes with the 71-300 air cart, 21 slots and 13 slots, 30.5 meters, also a direct drill. So we go into our options again and we go to our Cedars. So the Paralink hoe drill 3320 76, 273 grand. I say not cheap. 500 horsepower required. The air cart is a total capacity of 33,475 split between seed and fertilizer. The actual hoe drill doesn't have any options. You get it just like that. The air cart does, though. You can have twin wheels or you can have rear twins. There you go. And then the Paralink hoe drill, the 3420-100, is 430,500, requires 600 horsepower. Like I said, with that one, 23.2 meters. This one, 30.5 meters. Crazy stuff. Options on that, there are none. And then for the 71-300 air cart, I don't think there's any tire options. This one, 330. When you look at the combination of those together, you're looking at what, 760,000, 762 grand. That's a lot of money, isn't it? But 30.5 meters, massive amount of seed available in that. Yeah, there's no options on this particular Bardecau air cart, but the other one you did have. Farm dog. So, what we'll do, these can be a bit of a pain to hook up initially, but once you've done it, they're alright. You need a lot of room, so obviously to use these too. Let's open it up. Again, animations on these and sound effects. And the detail on all of these. It's incredible. Incredible. Now, as far as the cart goes on the back, we switch to the cart open cover. Again, fantastic animation. Love how that works. Cover's open. Go to seed first. Press it again. It switches from seed to the fertilizer section. Press it again. Whole lot folds away. The other one behind does the same thing. We've got a split on this one, 15,855 litres of fertiliser, 17,620 litres of seed, direct drill as well. Everything drops and away it goes. It's no slouch either, it goes at a fair old speed. You look at that and you think, well, that's a huge amount of seed in there, but obviously the width of the seed, you're going to get through it at a fair old speed, but you are going to cover fields at a huge rate. They are amazing looking bits of kit. Now, this does also have, and if it works just like it did on FS19, it does have right at the very back. Ugh, it does have a trailer hitch. I think the other one does too. I don't know if that's actually going to work, is it? Because you could hook other, like, you could put more seed and fertilizer tanks on the back and things like that. Not that you're going to run short for a while. So what we'll do, we'll open up the other one just so we can see it. The other one, I mean, that one looks pretty impressive. This one, it looks like a bird. It's just huge, like a, you know, condor or an eagle or something like that. It's incredible. Like I said, same options on the cart on the back. Check that out. For your... Now the problem is, because of the length of this, that's as far back as my camera will let me go. So if I swing around that way, same thing. Opening cover. We'll go to the first one first, then the second one, then back again. Don't need to worry about that so much. Just switch to the front because we've already seen one of them. Although the capacity on this seed cart is 20,260 fertiliser, 25,550 seed. But this is where it gets low. This is just... wow. Just wow. Takes a while to pick up speed, but it gets there. Could have probably done with a bigger tractor in honesty. So there we have it. Big Mod Monday. As well as the fact we've got a lot of mods, big mods too. Loads of stuff to be looking at and a ton of updates too. Like I say, I'm sorry if I've rushed through a lot of this stuff. I've had to try and just fit in as much as I possibly could and show you everything that came out today. I didn't want to split it into two mod reviews. You know, I want to try and get it all done in one if I could. I hope you found it useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please, 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 please hit that like button. If you don't subscribe yet, again, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.